Hey ink drinkers, welcome back to my channel. I am here with check-in number 2 for Old School April. I'm going to try to make this snappy. We were out in the yard trying to prep our garden. It's going to be a long process because we have minimal tools and didn't plan very long before we just took action. As is how our family works. So I'm a little bit sweaty, a little bit out of breath, a little bit hot, and I think slightly sunburned as well. But we're getting things done and enjoying the nice weather while we can. So I completely skipped over doing this check-in, but then I realized by the time my husband gets home, we're going to be making dinner, and then I will lose daylight, and I don't have a ring light anymore. So we've got to do this as quickly as possible. So this is what you get. Let's mix things up this week and start with the activities that I completed. So for the crafting activity, I colored again because that's what I like to do. I colored a mall picture. It's supposed to be kind of an 80s mall. It gave me Stranger Things vibes, so I did kind of a nod to Max, Mike, and who else was in there? Dustin, as if they were grown. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. But I had a lot of fun coloring that, and then that inspired one of my sons to start coloring some actual Stranger Things pictures, and I might join him this week. We'll see. I participated in one sprint this week. As far as nostalgic snacks go, I kind of went hog wild this week, but it was kind of accidental as well. A lot of these things my kids like anyway, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, some of these are nostalgic. Let's count some points here. So I had some cereal, which is something that I don't always have, but when I have it, I love it. My daughter also brought some Starburst home for me from youth group, which was exciting, and pink and yellow are my favorite Starburst colors. Pink is always at the top though. We also had some waffles and sausage, and Eggo waffles are, of course, a nostalgic thing. We had those often growing up. I've been drinking a lot of Diet Coke this month. Diet Coke isn't necessarily my drink from back in the day, but my mom always had Diet Coke on hand, specifically the caffeine-free Diet Coke, but I don't go caffeine-free. I need me some caffeine. So I've been drinking Diet Coke and enjoying it, and gonna have to wean myself off of it after this month, but it's been an enjoyable little nostalgic romp with a drink that I formerly knew quite well because of my mom. I also ate some chips and dip, which is a nod to my dad. That's one of his favorite snacks to have. He taught us well. And the last snack that I am going to talk about that I had this week is actually the only truly planned snack I had for Old School April, and it is Jelly Belly jelly beans. Now, back in the day, in the mall, there was this shop that my sister and I loved. We'd always go straight to the back of the store where the Ann Geddes posters were. Loved that little corner of the store. I had a teddy bear picnic Ann Geddes poster up on my walls growing up, as well as a sunflower baby. The background wasn't quite like this picture that I was able to snag. I think it was a blue background, I thought. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was similar to this, but this was the baby and this was the flower, and I absolutely loved that one as well. My mom also had the coffee table book. It was purple, and it was full of all the cute little babies in their costumes. We just loved it. I always wanted to be a mom, so I always loved babies, so this was totally up my alley. Loved dressing up as well, so, you know. We loved that corner of the store. I can't remember what the store was called, but it also had lots of the Beanie Babies and gift type things, collectible type things, and there was a Jelly Belly counter that was toward the front of the store. So we didn't always get Jelly Bellies, but when we did, we had a lot of fun with them. The Jelly Belly flavor that I wanted was buttered popcorn. And of course, I shared this bag of jelly beans with my family, and out of the entire bag, there were 2 buttered popcorn jelly beans. Being the nice, humble, giving person that I am, I'm kidding, I let my 11-year-old son and my husband have the buttered popcorn jelly beans. I also looked forward to the cotton candy jelly beans and was sorely disappointed. I don't remember them tasting like that. From what I remember, they tasted like cotton candy. They did not taste like cotton candy in this bunch, at least. And then Juicy Pear was one that I remembered as well, and ooh, That was our least favorite. That was the vote for the least favorite flavor. It tasted like the skin of a pear. It did not taste like a juicy pear. The aftertaste was fine. It was that initial, like when you start chewing it, ooh, we did not like it. So overall, I think the favorites were toasted marshmallow. The boys liked the buttered popcorn. I can't attest to that. I don't know. I do know I liked it back in the day. And I really like the vanilla bean as well. And I think the orange, what was it? Orange creamsicle. I'll put the correct name up there. That was a hit as well. So there were a lot of good ones, and then there were a few not so great ones, specifically the pear. So disappointed because I was really looking forward to that one. Now that I talked too long about jelly beans, let's move on to the next activity. I watched 13 OSA videos and or vlogs here on YouTube, commented, liked the videos, all that stuff. So that was great. I've been having lots of fun seeing what everyone else is getting into, what people were wanting to get into, all that stuff. I was catching up on some. So some of them were the TBRs and piles of possibility and things like that. For 6 Sad April, the 4 that I posted this week were Beauty and the Beast libraries, Throwback Thursday, which was probably the most fun because I got to dig through a lot of my old photos and kind of come up with some that I wanted to share. So I will put these across the screen. You're probably looking at them right now. I really enjoyed that. So I tried to do some more baby toddler photos, and then some of my school age photos, and then some teenage photos. And I was tempted to put some from when my oldest kids were younger, but I thought I'd just stick to when I was a kid because I don't know. That's just what I decided to go with. So I had a lot of fun doing that. I also posted a Fashion Freaks outfit of the day post, which was the Rolling Stones shirt. Yes, I'm wearing it again. This is a good gardening shirt. It's kind of like loose, airy, really thin, almost see-through. It's just perfect for working outside. Plus it's holey. I've talked about it before. It's one of my favorite shirts, so I wear it at least every week. And the last post that I shared for 6 Sad April was Tamagotchi animals. And I shared our pets as well as a squirrel that likes to visit us when we hang out in the backyard. So that was a lot of fun as well. The next activity was do something outside. We've been doing a lot of gardening and yard stuff. I counted 2 points for that for 2 solid sessions of gardening outside time. And we will have plenty more, I'm sure, now that the weather's getting better. It is supposed to rain for the next few days, so we'll see how many I get this coming week. Post an OSA vlog. I did one, which was my last check-in. I did that after I submitted my points, so this will go on next week's. This current video you're watching right now will go on next week's. I did one more board gaming session, a half-hour gaming session with my youngest. We played Uno and Chutes and Ladders, and so that's a lot of fun. Those were 2 of my favorite games growing up, and Shelby really likes them as well. And then for my nostalgic themed recipe this week, I made BLTs last night. I did not toast mine, but everybody had a toasted BLT, and I also take mine without the tea because I don't like tomatoes unless it's in the form of salsa or some sort of sauce. It's a texture thing for me. But I did like my bacon and lettuce sandwich, and I've got another kid that likes bacon and lettuce as well. But that was nice. So we were watching a nostalgic show, well, like a revamp of a nostalgic show while we ate those. It felt very nostalgic. I'm so happy. I have been in my nostalgic vibes this month. Hardcore. All right, for the books, I've talked about this on Instagram and in like the chat section of the live streams that Kelsey's been putting up and things like that. But I actually did finish, after submitting my points last week, My Best Friend's Exorcism. That got me 11 points, so super excited about that. I did end up giving it 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I have not read as much as I would have liked this week, but again, we've been having nicer weather. Things have been busy, and so I've gotten in, you know, a couple pages here and there throughout the week. But I am currently reading Altogether Dead by Charlene Harris. This is book 7 in the Sookie Stackhouse series. I did mention yesterday in a story that Sookie is in a very different place than she was at the beginning of this series. And while it's interesting and a fun read and I'm really enjoying it, I'm kind of feeling sad and homesick for how things started off. I don't know. It's feeling so different, but it's still the classic Sookie, so we're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Nobody else is reading this one. I'm also still working on Coffin Dodger, and of course, I don't think I've read any of the Creepover book this week to my kids, but we will finish that by the end of the month. For the movies, all but one were rewatches for me this week, and so it was a lot of fun to dive back into some old favorites or some that I may have forgotten a lot about. And then I had one new to me movie. So the first movie I finished, I watched with one of my adult kids, Queen of the Damned. I still, to this day, think this is the best, one of the best soundtrack to a movie. I absolutely love the soundtrack, love the vibes. Yes, the movie can be cheesy at times, but like the overall vibe of the movie is perfect. The second movie that I finished, I watched on my own. It is The Hunger with David Bowie. He was not in this enough, in my humble opinion. I was sad that he was not in it more. I didn't know what to expect because I knew nothing about this movie aside from the little blip that it gives, you know, on Tubi or wherever I watched it. And I just wish there was more David Bowie. That's all. I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I did add the book to my list. Third movie that I watched was a rewatch, and I remembered most of this and enjoyed it. I kind of had it on while I was cleaning my room, and of course I did not clean my room very fast because I was mostly sitting just watching this movie, but it was Urban Legend. Now, the next movie that I watched with one of my older kids, adult kids, and I had seen it before, but I forgot like most of this movie. I can't believe how much I forgot about it. So it was almost like watching it for the first time, but not really, because I mean, it came out so long ago, and I believe I was not out of high school yet when I watched it. Maybe I was fresh out of high school. So, I mean, a lot of life has happened since I've seen this, and I only saw it once, I think. Isn't that weird? Oh, the movie is Scream. So everyone loves Scream. You hear about it all the time, and there was so much I had forgotten about it. And I almost like listed things, but they'd be spoilers, so we're not going to do that to the people that haven't seen it. But I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if I want to watch the Scream 2 and all the rest. Like, tell me, is it worth it? Because there's certain characters in Scream 1 that will not be in the rest. I don't think. I've never seen anything beyond Scream, the first one. But one of my favorite characters, I don't think would be in the rest unless there's some sort of supernatural element to it. I don't know anything. I like kind of black out what people say about anything from beyond the first one because I've never seen them and I want to, but now I don't know if I want to. My head is a mess over Scream, okay? Is it worth watching the other ones? Are they good? Are they actually good? Or is it just like a, if you are a Scream fanatic, you really like all of them? I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie, but like, I am not living and breathing by the movie, if that makes sense. Don't come for me. And the last movie that I finished was Napoleon Dynamite. I watched that with my youngest two, and that is a family favorite. We've seen that so many times. Love that movie. So I didn't watch a lot of shows. I only got 5 total points for the shows, for the episodes watched this week. But my family has been watching Malcolm in the Middle, Life Still Unfair. So that's nostalgic because we loved Malcolm in the Middle way back in the day. And we've been rewatching Malcolm in the Middle like once a year for the past at least few years with the family. So it's been fun watching. I think there's 1 episode left. We watched 3 episodes of this, and it's fun seeing how everyone turned out, but also Malcolm is driving me kind of nuts, honestly. But Lois's hair, fabulous. She looks good in the white hair. And then the other show, I watched 2 episodes of Gilmore Girls with my daughter. We rewatch it all the time. It's nostalgic though, because we're still in the 2nd season. So it's been around a long time, and we just absolutely love it. It gives us all the small town, cozy, nostalgic vibes. A lot of the styles in that show still remind me of the 90s. I mean, it's early 2000s when it came out, right? So it's giving me nostalgic vibes for like my high school days. All right, I think that's it. I've got to get downstairs and start getting the kitchen ready to make dinner, and I think we're gonna have cheeseburger rice. My daughter's gonna make cheeseburger rice for us, but I want to cook the meat for her and then she'll do the rest. I gotta contribute, or I feel like I'm just bumming around. Anyway, that's it for the check-in for week 2. I hope you guys are enjoying all your nostalgic reads, watches, and activities. Yes, I said I was going to do a journal before Old School April started, and I never got around to buying a notebook to do the journal. I wanted to get one of those composition notebooks, you know, the black and white ones, and do it that way. Life's been hectic, and it sounds like there's a lot going downstairs, and I think maybe my husband might be home, so I'm gonna get going. Thanks for tuning in to this haphazard video with me looking like a hot mess and dirt under my nails. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.